Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Hey, everybody. Eric, Jeremy, Rex, Larry, Donald, Paul, Francois, Rosalind, Gary, Stephen, Diane. Welcome, everybody. Don, Robert, Jan, Amy, Craig, Nikki, Leah, Wade, Kevin, Arturo, Laura. Good to see everybody. Valerie, JB, Ryan, Shin, Gary, Brian, Joseph, Cliff, Peter, Carlene, Rongimer. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tony S., Marty, Randy, Nancy, Gary, David, Merle. Good morning. One of these days, we're going to have so many people saying good morning. I'm going to have to just pick and choose a few and say, hey, everybody, and, and go on. But I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out this morning. Whoo, how about Tesla? How about Tesla? Anybody see that chart? Anybody? 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 The earnings curse continues. Dun dun dun. How low does she go? If you got surprised by this, please let me know in the chat. Welcome to the show. Look at right there. Look where we drew the box right down there. Oh my gosh, we're right at the freaking level. Holy guacamole, right there. Holy cow, holy cow. I don't even know. Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes. Let's see. 13% down would be right there. Stop. There we go. Stop. Hammer time. So right there, potential for the 13% down. 214. Right there. 214. That's sloppy. I need a pen. Anyway. There we go. How low can she go? 214. Let's see. Do we have a price tag? I don't even know where all I don't use all these other tools all the time. So let's see. Price marker. Price note, price label. Let's just put an alert there. Right there. Put it a little conservative. Push it up. There we go. So if we get there, it'll let me know. Why didn't I buy a put? That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, someone did. Yeah, somebody called me a scammer. Can you believe that? You believe that? I don't know. Some people's kids, you know? That's what. You may not have heard me say that before, but I have a saying inside the company. I always say, some people's kids. And I bought TSLL. Or TSLS, excuse me. TSLS. I bought a couple hundred shares of this. I mean, it's not like banging. There were some other things that could have gone better, I guess, maybe. TSLZ, 2x inverse. I mean, I wanted to control my risk, so there we go. It makes me short-term happy. You should have just flipped the happy with the short-term. Makes me short-term happy because the market can be a cruel mistress, and you never know what's going to happen next. So anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome. Hey Jimmy. Hey Nancy, Robert, Suzanne, Zoob. Glad to see everybody in the chat. And really quickly, if you're new here and you're like, hey, how the heck is everybody chatting? Click the button. Be a subscriber. Like the little button down here. Be a subscriber on the channel. A few seconds later, the live stream chat pops open so you can chat while I'm live. Now, if I'm no longer live, you're watching this later, after maybe 10 o'clock Eastern time, then I'm probably no longer live anymore, and you're going to have to leave a comment down below if you want me to respond, and that's the way it goes. Now, if you're going to burn me down in the comments, then guess what? I'll answer you. Just like in the chat, they're referring to the scammer, or somebody calling me a scammer yesterday. Somebody replied on the video, called me a scam, and I don't know how. I come out here every day, putting it all on the table. So that's the way it is. I guess not, I try to provide something for everybody, but not everything I do is for everybody, I guess. So anyway, hey Benjamin, good to see you from Myrtle Beach, down on the beach. Anyway, So I guess we should start here. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Not all trades are going to work. Every trade has a buyer, a seller, a winner, a loser. You know, we try to put you on the right side with what I do. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get another prediction or anything right again. All my tools might break tomorrow, and it all sucks. And that's the way it works. You know, this presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling anything. No stocks, no options, no bonds, no forex, no futures, no cryptos, no treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. And if you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. That's not what I do. And be careful. Be careful. All right. Let's face it. Most people out there are just trying to take some of your money, make it some of their money. And if you're not watching out for your own money, I don't know who is. All right. If you're trying to pay somebody to watch out for your money, well, just make sure you trust them. All right. Make sure you trust them. My mom lost a bunch of money to a financial advisor and ran a Ponzi scheme. So I'm very, very leery that if you're not watching out for your own money, nobody else is. Nobody else is. All right. Now, looking at the calendar here today, we're coming in. Here we are, Wednesday. We've got some of this fun stuff coming up right here. Flash manufacturing, flash services. Those PMIs coming out 9:45 right there. And some new home sales right there. So we're seeing existing home sales were out yesterday, and we're seeing the lowest rate in, actually it's been the rate of existing home sales has been declining since July of 21. Think about that a minute. That's pretty wild. So while we're seeing quite a few still moving, it's declining and declining and declining. And look at that. And, the number on here spikes in February, but look at this. Look at this declining. We're seeing that keep declining out. And when you do the numbers properly, like we haven't actually been in an uptrend. Like this is, I can't explain this right now on here in a concise way. But when you look at the real numbers, we've kind of been in this downtrend ever since up here. And it's not going the right direction. I mean, look, even during the great financial crisis, the housing bust, existing home sales kept moving. Right, we get these little spike downs here. Look, that low, 3.81, this one, 3.88, and the read we just got now right here, 3.89-ish. And we got these others right back here that weren't no bueno. It's not going the right way. All right. You could say, oh, it's interest rates. It's this, it's that, it's whatever. It's all a red warning sign. All right. Look back at the history of this thing. Zoom it out here. When's the last time we hung out down here at the bottom? It goes back all the way to the beginning. We've never hung out at the bottom like this. This is really low. Think about it. Think about how many realtors make money. Think about how many financial institutions make money. Think about how many loan officers, lawyers that do the title searches, all this stuff. All these are, all this is money, right? All this is money circulating through the economy. We're hanging out down here. It's still moving, but there's problems. There's problems. And my chart doesn't go back to 91, so we haven't hung out down here for quite a while. So please be careful. Another warning sign. Now, coming up on Thursday, tomorrow morning, 8:30, right here, tomorrow, beware. We've got that sucker coming out right there. Advanced GDP. Ding, ding, ding. Powell's kind of hanging his hat on GDP expansion. Now, if you take out government spending, GDP's been negative for what, 4 years almost? Since 21, pretty much. It's a house of cards. And then Friday, right here, 8:30 in the morning, for PCE, right there, Pal's favorite read. And on forexfactory.com, which is where this is, we only get the core. We don't get the year over year. We don't get the non-core numbers. So you'll have to look somewhere else for those. But the big, the real main thing I'm looking for is the fact that this comes out. Warning sign. The market can and will move fast. Now, between these two right here, we may get a flush in the market. Between this and this one right here, we may flush on down for the next couple days. We may flush on down to the FOMC meeting next week. All right. Next week, we have the FOMC meeting on the 31st, right here, Wednesday. Well, I mean, it starts on Tuesday, but it ends on Wednesday, right here, 2 p.m., right there. And then Powell cannot, he just can't, he has to speak. So he's going to speak at 2:30, right there. We get the statement. We get the rate. Right there. That and that have been the big news right there. Every one of these for a while. So be careful, be cautious. Stuff's coming out. And this is not indicating they're going to cut rates. That's indicating the rates are steady. All right. I've been speculating that maybe we see the DGS2, the blue line, the constant maturity rate right there. If you're unfamiliar with this, go to tradingview.com, make your free account, type in Delta Golf Sierra 2, DGS2, pull up that 2-year constant maturity rate. You're like, well, what's the orange line? You click this little plus button right here, compare, type in FED, FUNDS, Fed funds. That's right from Fred. All right, it's not a JT number. That's not a anything number. It's not a made up number. It's right from Fred. Like that's the economic. If you're not familiar with Fred, that's okay. But Fed funds, FED, FUNDS, click that. And you can make it whatever color you want. It's on mine, it's orange right here. It's the Fed funds rate. That's their rate right there in orange. And if you think that they set the rate in the market, look at this. They chased it all the way up and they crossed over. And we've been holding steady while it holds steady kind of. It's a little bit choppy, but everything's holding steady. But look back here. Last time it crossed over. That led into COVID. Before that was the great financial crisis. Before that was .com bust. And before that was before I started trading. So I don't remember the market that much back then. Be careful. Be careful. Dun, 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 dun. 6 trading days. Candles. 6 candles. They're all trading days. Dun, 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 dun. The question was from Al, the 13% drop in 6 days. That's just averages now. It can go faster. It can go slower. It can be bigger. It can be smaller. But this number right here, 13.16% down, 71% of the time, average 6 candles to do that. All right. Dun, 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 dun. We're talking about Tesla here, dropping that 13%. And we're pushing down lower. Dun, 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 dun. Go, baby, go. I was hoping this would get to 20. It may not. It may just get to, I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, TDY. I don't even remember why I set an alert on that one. Sometimes. Oh, that's a measure bounce. I mean, yeah, measure bounce. Look at that. That's why I said, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Potential, we gap filled right there. If we can get a green close, I'm going to set another alert right above it. This could be an upside target. 555 TDY. Maybe like, well, how would you trade that? I'd probably just buy a few shares and make 25%. All right, there's no time decay, there's no theta. You may be like, well, it's not worth my time. Well, where else are you gonna park some cash and make a 25% dividend? I mean, to each their own, I guess. If you're trying to be more aggressive, you're gonna take the more aggressive path forward. That means substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative features. And right down here, there's support. We get below support, 5450. Yikes. There's support. Down here at 5100. That be forewarned. Be forewarned. And kind of what I was speculating is we're going to see the S&P 500 fill the gap. We're going to see that fill the gap, and we're going to see NQ. Oh, it filled the gap. Look at that. Filled the gap. Ching. Done. So watch out for this. And watch out for this. Russell, we hit that 618. This is a little bit smaller time frame. Let's jump down to the hourly. See what we did? We came down, bounced off the roadmap line, came up, hit the 618, stopped. Stopped pretty dead cold right there. We roll down, we break below this low. Watch out for the flush. Maybe like, what flush? Reminds me of the Men in Black. I like to be flush. Let's go do it every Friday night. Anyway, could come right back down here to 2000. We break below that roadmap line. Could come on down, 1800. Could be set up to go visit the 1300 to 1500 area. Be careful. Be careful. And SRTY, Ultra Pro short. It's leveraged short. If you're trying to like maybe have something where you could just park shares. Now this thing is kind of a declining asset as Russell's just been chopping. This thing has been making lower lows. So long-term hold, I don't know. That's ultra short. That's ultra leveraged short Russell. I don't know. That's SRTY for you. May or may not work. I'm just showing you things are available. Oil. Now this is key. If we can hold here, we saw huge draws across all distillates and oil yesterday in the report, but this thing's not popping. Is that indicative that we're going to go down here? Possibly. Seeing some weakness. So this is a key. Do we break back above the roadmap line? Set the stage for going to 90? Or do we push down below this support zone and set the stage that we're going down to 60s? Possibly. 70. We could just bottom at 70. That's where we kind of bottomed right in here. 68. But it looks like we may go lower low than what we did right here, which would be this 68 to 66 area right down in here. It's the caution I've got right now. I did buy a starter long position, and then I'm underwater. I don't feel like I'm wrong yet. I'm not closing that. And this could flush fast. We've seen some fast flushes and bounces before. Like right back here. Look at that giant right down in there, and then spike right back up. So watch out. We could see a very fast flush. 3 days. And look, that was just in May 23. All right, that was just a year ago, a little over a year ago. We went from 75 all the way down to 63. Yeah, 75. If you go all the way up to the top high there, we went from 76 down to 63 in 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and then we were back up here in the next 4 days, back at 74. Firing off my alert again. God love you. So if you wanted to get in that one, I'm not going to trade while I'm live. That's just not, I don't have the focus to trade while I'm live. It's just not what I do. But that one's probably set up to put a target up here. So let's say 520. It's about 25% gain. That's pretty good. I would park some money there. Could it go fast? It could, but it's probably going to take out to late this year, maybe into next year to get up in that area. 20, 23, 24, 25%. Not bad. If you can park $400 there, make 25% return, you can buy one share. Like, there seems to be this misnomer you have to buy 100 shares. You can buy one share. And some brokers let you buy fractional shares. So that's all out there. All out there. Hey, morning, Thrifty. Good to see you. Morning, friends. And gold. Circling back over. Looking at the gold. Trying to break out again. That was really positive. This may be what we needed to see this get going. 2,500 still the target up here. Yeah, it's at the bottom, bottom zone of the target. I really want to see it up to 2560, 2550, 60, possibly 80, possibly 2600. But let's keep it under control here. 2,500 first. Get on up to that 2510 area. Work on some higher targets. Silver looking like luster. So there's a dichotomy between, there's a diverging indications. This one may push down lower. Bitcoin. I like it so far. We saw huge inflows into the Ethereum spot ETFs yesterday. And that's just kind of sitting. Love to see that go. Oh, look at that. Don't see that one show up very often. Day trade strategies popping up left and right. And Ethereum, Ether, just hovering. It wasn't a sell the news so far for those spot ETFs. ETHA, ETHV, FETH, ETH. You all saw a little bit of red, but yeah, they may get going here. DXY. Ooh, look at that. This is indicative we're going lower. If we break down below the resistance or the support, at 103.80, probably coming on down to at least 103.50, 103.40, and could get continuation on down, cruising down to the 90s. Rejecting off the bottom of the roadmap line kind of indicates we're going to go down. See where right here, rejected and down, came back up, busted through, retested, went up, ran out of steam, lower high, busted through, reject, probably getting another flush. First line of support probably right here. If we get below that 103.50 area, watch for that to hold support. And if we get below that with any kind of gusto, heading on down. Tesla, as we've talked about, reported earnings and got whacked. Kind of what JT had speculated. Looking for a bottom right in this vicinity, right down here, right where I just put my alerts at the beginning of the show. That'd be 13% down. That's the classic move down. Now, could we get even further? Absolutely. Could we make it down to the roadmap line? You betcha. It'd be right down around 204. That'd be kind of like the gap fill. What we don't want to see is to get below this high right here. If we get below that high, things get dicey for Tesla on the bullish case. So we do not want to see it get below this 200 area right there where we topped out, right there. Do not want to see that, all right? That would be no bueno. So do not want to see it get below this line. If we do, sets the odds we're going lower low than what we made right back here. All right, if we get below that low, or that high, get below this high, it sets the stage. We're going to go lower low right down here. That's the warning, all right? Now, as long as we can hold up here, above this high right here, anywhere in here, 13%, 14, 15, 16% down to the roadmap line, that's okay. Do not want to get below this high, though. If we do, not good for the long-term bullish case on Tesla. At least not right now. We're probably going to come down here and start over. Google, well, I didn't bet on it, but I thought we would go down to the roadmap line right there. MSTR. Just churning around a little bit. I guess it's still on the poppers list, even though it's a red candle here. Just turning here at these highs. We've set the stage. We're going on up to 21, possibly 2,300. More than likely. THC. Tenet Healthcare. Zoomer out, zoomer out. Look at all those. Look at that. Beat. They have a... They're pretty good at beating on earnings, it looks like. Looks like resistance, 159, 178, and not really super awesome targets right there. 1, 2, 3. We're pushing the limits here on an extension. Watch out for resistance at 163. We may come back down to the roadmap line there. PIRS, that looks like a dumpster fire. I would not touch that with your money, even if you told me that you'd pay me to do it. That's a dumpster fire right there. 1 for 80. Stay out of that thing. FTAI. Wow. Talk about an exponential move. One of these days, it's going to retrace. Hadn't touched the roadmap line since back here in January of 23. It's going vertical. That always scares me when they go vertical. Ask anybody that's flown airplanes, how long can you go vertical? Not forever. Eventually, you either blow up or it's coming back down. All right. That, right here. This is why what gets my attention. That right there. We do this, we do a little consolidation, and then we come back down. It's a common pattern, right? We see people talking about how they're geniuses, how everybody's gonna make tons of money, and then the reality sets in and welcome to the club. You lost a bunch of money on something you could have booked out. And another chart that looks like that to me. Look at that. Gone vertical. Just need to cool off, right? Just need to cool it off. We're going to go higher again, right? Right? Watch out. Watch out. Probably going to come back here. It's on the biggest decliners list, too. There's not a lot of poppers. And TSLQ. Nice pop. Maybe I should have played 2x short. Look at that. Beautiful. Man, that went from 24 to 30. TSLS. Might get to 20. I don't know. It's just a 1x. RGC. Bioscience. That's pharma, biotech, pharma. Just be careful on that stuff. It's one of there's 4 things I commonly say that don't necessarily follow my patterns. Low priced equities, like just stocks that are under $10. China stuff that's headquartered in China, that is listed in the United States, that uses an intermediary, and they don't follow the same accounting rules that U.S. companies follow. So China stuff. I've been stuck and caught in several of those that looked pretty good, and then, hey, guess what? We made up all the sales. Luckin Coffee. And then number 3, leverage stuff. Number 4, biotechs and pharma, and anything the Federal Drug Administration of the United States is involved in, which is biotechs, getting drugs approved and denied. Be careful. Those 4 things are on my danger caution list, and some things, when you combine 2 of them, together, like a low price leverage thing or a leverage biotech or, you know, leverage China stuff, that can be super suspect. So be careful. NUZE, wow, what a. And these charts, I commonly refer to them as dumpster fires when they're just down, 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 down. A lot of times you'll see a reverse split in here, like the one we had up here, wherever it was. Whichever one that was, PRS. Yeah, that one. When you get a reverse split in here, that's a straight up dumpster fire right there. Dumpster fire. You could almost short this sometime today and make money if you were inclined to do that as it comes back. It's could go on a 2-day or 3-day run, but it's highly likely we're coming back down. Highly likely. Highly, highly likely. CrowdStrike, I'd really like to see this turn here. Like, I am considering buying a position because this is looking pretty sweet. Like, I'd like to see it dip just a little further, but I may buy a starter chunk of shares. If we can break back above here, going up to 418, 436. If we dip on down to this area right here, right in here, find a bottom here, turn. That can go on up here, possibly almost 700. But the downside here, this is where you know you're wrong. If you get below this, say 190 area, probably, possibly down to 150. Like this area becomes sketchy right here, between 190 and 150. So if we get below that, tips the odds we're coming on down to possibly 50 down here. So that's where you would know you're wrong. Don't stay wrong. But I think they're going to come through this just fine and go launching off. Just not done yet. TXN. Watch out for the return to the roadmap line. EMPH. And stuck under the roadmap line. Not breaking through, not breaking down. There's the resistance. There's the support. We're stuck in the middle. Not cool. Not cool. TSLZ. Ooh, man, oh man. Inverse Tesla. I mean, that one's getting a nice pop, but that is a gnarly looking chart. I'd say that's a declining asset, probably going to burn it down eventually. And FNGD. There you go. There's 3x inverse leverage. Be careful playing with that. DRMA. That's a weird discontinuity in the roadmap line. Another dumpster fire right there. 1 for 15. And 1 for 16. I wouldn't touch it. Wouldn't touch it with your money. FNGU coming down pretty violently to the roadmap line. This may be indicative that we see a bigger decline in FANGs. This is 3x leverage on FANGs. Indicating that we may see further decline. It's a warning. SMCI, right down to the roadmap line. If we don't hold it, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Meta, ooh, I thought we might get down there. If this bottoms out before, oh man, FOMC day, are you kidding me right now? This might be an opportunity for me. I don't know. Me and Meta, I've never made $1 on trading Meta. I've always lost money. Always. Like, there has not been a single trade I've ever done on Meta where I made money. But this looks pretty ripe right here. If we drop right in here, it's probably going to pop on earnings. It looks so ripe. I don't know. I might take a. Do we have a FBLL or anything? FBLL. Yep. Meta leverage. 3FB. None of those are US. Let's see. Meta, FNGU. And none of those those are that's kind of crazy with all the other things. All the other things available. There's not one on Meta. Weird. Anyway. LW. Woo. This is why you got to watch out for messing around under the roadmap line. That's indicating we're going on down right there. And GD. Right back to the roadmap line. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful dreamer. Come back to me. Let's see if that can hold. Turn back higher. Then these highs right here. Sets it up for 306, 309. Send me an alert right there. I'd be interested. Grabbing some of that. ASML. At the roadmap line. If we can get up here. Fill that gap. Same thing. Same thing we've been talking about. BULZ. Roadmap line. That's Fangs 3x leverage. That's just like FNGU basically right there. Visa is apparently not everywhere you want to be. If you're long Visa, that's not where you want to be right now. The consumer is weak. Watch out for a return down to the zone. Right down here. Watch out for that. Coming on Visa. Netflix probably coming back to the roadmap line. Look at that. Beat on the top, beat on the bottom. When anybody says beat on the top and beat on the bottom, they're talking about earnings and revenue. Top number, bottom number, right there. That's just what it means. And not good. Probably coming down to the roadmap line. Just clear all that stuff up. So pretty, we could come up shy, but it's probably going to hit the roadmap line. Probably going to do it. And Google, we've already talked about, probably going to hit the roadmap line. It's due. Hadn't been down there since back here in February. It's due for a retrace. QQQ. That one hadn't touched since back here in October. It's kind of due. Like when we may be, I did speculate that we may find support here and go higher. So this is, at this point, it is kind of an echo of this prior pullback right here. We're getting the fully doing it part, and we could do an expansion just like we saw back here in April. So watch for that. If we can find support here, if we start getting below it though, watch out for that. ANETs. I'm not here to give you all the rosy information. I'm here to caution you on losing money. I mean, the biggest part is to not lose money, right? Like if you can reduce the amount of money you lose on losses, you're way ahead of the game. All right. That looks like it's going to roll. USD. Well, maybe. You could say it's forming, but I don't know. Like those little shoulders are like kind of crap. I mean, I think I talked about that the other day. Like could be maybe doing that. Necklines that are flat don't tend to be the most awesome ones. So the best, let's just stop for a moment and talk about something. Like, for those of you who know my fib patterns and stuff, let's kind of draw this for a second. Let me show you something. So when you do this, and you get a head like that, right? That's a pattern. And a lot of times, the best ones look like they bounced at the 786 or 618 right there. I move that up. Move that up. Right. Come on. Move the right numbers. Move the right things. So a lot of times we'll see it possibly look something like this. You bounce in the vicinity of the 618. You go up. You get the extension. And it can look like it's in the 1272, possibly 1618. And then we get the retrace. See, these are all proportional. That's why when they're on an angle, it looks way better. And then right here, look, bounce up, you get the 618, possibly 786 right there. And then that move, that move, that move. Look, when we do the head and shoulders pattern, look, ta-da! Isn't that kind of crazy? That's why when they're angled and they look very proportional like this, with the shoulders kind of the similar size and the head the bigger one, way better. And it works the same way inverse, same kind of way. So if I just opened your eyes to a pattern, make sure you give me a thumbs up or something like that. If I just connected some dots for you, make sure you give me a like. And I appreciate it. Anyway, moving on. USD. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like we're coming back down. VUG. Vanguard growth. That looks like we're coming back down. ARM. There's another one that possibly cooking. Right there. Watch out. Bounce down here. That one could extend a little longer. Microsoft feeling the sympathy for Google. Might flush on down. IWF. iShares growth. Lots of stuff looking like we can get continuation lower. SMH. Support down here. AVGO. Support down here. GGLL. 2x on Google. Getting whacked. May come on down. Could possibly revisit down here at 30, in the low 30s. SOXX, still on the path. TECL, still on the path. Coming back down. It's leverage stuff. Be careful on leverage. Be careful on leverage. Be careful on leverage. Be careful on leverage. Hey. Be careful on leverage. TDD, there, TTD. There's support down here at the roadmap line. TSM. Support down here. It's just taking a lot longer to get down here. Time is the hardest part of this. Like, I kind of get the price levels right all the time. Price is the darn hardest part of this whole freaking job. If I could get the timing down perfectly, we'd all be rich, right? So watch out for a retrace back to this area. QCOM. Back down. Watch for, if it doesn't hold this orange box, you see where we hit the box, hit the box, hit the box, pop through. If we don't hold the box, we're coming down at least to here. And if we get below that, we could come on down here to 150 area. AZTR. There's another dumpster fire for you. Reverse split. Probably already crushing it. NVDA. Watch for the drop. XLY. Well on its way. Now, this one. Check this out. Check this out right here. Look at this. Check this out. Watch what happens. I got the whole history. 1998 up through now, or almost now. Yeah, it's not gonna matter today. Didn't kick off anything. Closed it back there. Look at this. 23 trades. 91%. On the daily chart. On the daily chart right here. Look at the profit factor. Fudging crazy, man. So I really want this to hit, hold, turn up, give me an entry above the 618, and go on up. Right there. What's the pattern? Hitting the roadmap line right there. That's what we need. And bounce, buy, target. That high, that low, come down here, bounce, get back above here, that gap down from today. 197 is the target. If we have to hold here, and this can adjust depending on how low we go. If we break down through and before we get the bounce, these lows do adjust the targets. All right, it's a pretty cool one. Dun, 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 dun. It doesn't work. Dun, 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 dun. TQQQ, probably coming on down. XLK, probably coming on down. AMAT, probably coming on down. TSLT, got whacked. LWU, caution. We stopped right in the vicinity. It looked like it was going to go cruising through. We got the kind of, this is a leverage biotech. Remember when I said earlier, when you combine two of them, there's leverage and biotech. 3x on biotech. It indicates we're going to go up to 192, but we rejected right there pretty substantially. Holding under that 618 now. This can flush right down, right down to the bottom again. And this is basically a dumpster fire of a chart. All right, it's got the reverse splits in here. You zoom it out. It's been nothing but down in the toilet. Be careful. For some reason, some people get aggravated at me saying be careful, but this is a dangerous, 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 dangerous thing to play. You can make a bunch of money. You can lose a bunch of money. MOD. Looks like that's going to cruise on up to 124. Excuse me, 124. SAP. Let's get the right one, not the wrong one. Yeah, look at that. Right up to the 1618. That prior pullback. Possibly 228, but probably going to come down before too long. QLD. Probably, oh man. Turned it to 272. That can easily come all the way back down. Easily. QQQM. Same Z's. Right up in that extension. Wow. That's, when I say all this stuff needs a correction, that, here you go, summarizing NASDAQ right there. Needs a correction. Here you go, summarizing a leveraged ultra QQQ needs a correction. Still almost back to the roadmap line. Didn't do the break higher. That looks a lot like, you know what pattern that looks like, right? Anybody? Somewhere down in here, it's going to be the target. Just like this. Be careful on Dell. AI hype may be done. Like that, we may be looking at the end of the AI hype. NVIDIA could be another victim too. You see the starting to do the consolidation thing. There you go. How long? I don't know. Could be 25, 20, 26. Could be a while. Be careful. AMD. Oh, danger. If we break below this low back here, if we get below that, coming on down. 85 to 100 is the target zone. I've been saying this for a while. Be careful on AMD going long. Could be a nice short, but time. The problem is there's not great short opportunities. You either have to play options or sell stuff short. Both of those, like buying options, you have theta decay. Selling stuff short, you have interest costs to hold it. So there's no great short. It makes it difficult. So VRT. So we're coming on down. And I've been going longer than an hour. Holy moly. Or almost right an hour. Nail. Yeah, Home Builders Supplies. Look, that target's up there on 169. Amazon, probably coming down to the roadmap line, if not something more sinister. All right, we get below the roadmap line. Watch out for the deeper retrace back down to 120, 130, 140 area. UPRO, watch out for the retrace there. GE. And nice little pop. I have a target up here around 190. Coming up shy of that so far. Once we get there, though, watch out for a retrace. This box here comes off of this prior topping action back here from the great financial crisis. Just watch out on GE Aerospace. GE was a different company back then, but yeah, that's FAS. We hit the targets. Watch out for the retrace right there. Earnings on financials are basically wrapping up this week, kind of. That can be the end and result in a retrace back down to the roadmap line. We came up shy back here. That was kind of the ramp. In money flows into financials, into earnings, and then we flow out of financials into other stuff. Be careful on that one. So, alrighty. Here we go. Here we go. 54.50, line in the sand. If we get below it, watch out for the bigger drop. That's the bias for the day right there. Now, I am going live a couple different times today. First event coming up at 11:30. Right here. If you didn't know, live at 11:30. And if you are interested in my market roadmap and how it works, I'm doing a mini masterclass live at 7 p.m. on a multi-speaker external type event. And if you want to come hang out with me there, come see it. It's a multi-speaker external to my company. And I'm looking for the link in Discord. It's right there. It is. If you want to come see that roadmap line, how it works, all the details right here. It's not really a sales presentation. It's kind of a free content situation. I do give you an offer to do things, but hey, right there, if you want to come see me, get that, go register for that event, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right there. Otherwise, I'll be back with you live tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:15. Make sure you're subscribed right here on YouTube. Make sure you set an alarm on your phone. Watch out for this right here. Watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out, right in the vicinity that can lead to a bigger drop. Be careful out there. Nobody's watching out for your money but you. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you later.